morning, good morning. Hope everyone can hear me now. Had a little bit of a mic issue here earlier on. So perfect, we're all coming in here. It's the 1st February over here, and welcome, welcome. Let's see if the gulag is coming in here too. We got the gulag coming in. We got it all populating up pretty nice. Let's take a look here. All right, awesome. So slowly we're all everywhere here. Welcome everyone to the first New York session of February. And let's take a look here, man. This week is going to be a monstrous week. And the reason why it's going to be a monstrous week is because we got a lot of news coming in. We got ADP on Wednesday. We got ISM later on here today, 10 a.m. Nothing really much happened overnight over here. But then again, we have unemployment claims on Thursday. We have pound interest rates on Thursday. And we have NFP on Friday. Sadly, I'm going to be missing NFP because I'm not going to be here. But man, we got some amazing things happening this week. So we're going to see what happens. We shall see how all that plays out. Let's bring up some things over here. So we have. Ooh, you guys waste no time by sending analysis. All right, we're going to take a look at that here later on. Let's do some breakdowns over here. So your JPY is starting to come down over here. These are the levels we had yesterday before the session started, and it looks like it should be coming down towards 126,600. Let's take a look at pound yen over here, and let's see what's going on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look on the daily over here too. So daily basically gapped up, it gapped above this area and moved up over here, moved up towards 144, but kind of like rejected 144. Looking at the 4-hour time frame at this point, seems like we created a resistance around 144, which is apparently right over there, right? We have a resistance at 144. We have also like a support tap down at 143.370. So let's break this down on the 1-hour time frame. So looking at the 1 hour, now we have a bunch of candles that are closing next to each other. We have a bunch of candles closing next to each other, a lot of wicks over here. So this becomes some sort of a support area right over here because you see all these wicks over here, and between 144 and this area, this is like a pretty big range over here, and this where price is just ranging. So let's take a look on the smaller time frames and let's see what more information we can find. So looking at the 30-minute, I think this is our support at this point on the intercession level around 143.740. And if you measure this range, just like a 24, 25 pip range, right? So if you break the support, then there's an opportunity for price to continue down. But if you respect the support, then obviously we're ranging in this area over here. If you want to extend it all the way up over here, this will make sense right here. Perfect. And also we're creating this minor resistance at this point on 30-minute time frame. So if you measure this range now, this becomes like a 15, 16 pip range all the way going up over here. So this is now, there's no trade at this point on pound yen. Let's see here. Our country, Myanmar, is happening big problem. We can't trade anything. Oh, I think there's a martial law in Myanmar. I was reading that yesterday. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This was a bad trade. This wasn't a trade at all. Like a lot of people took buys on pound yen when this 30-minute candle closed bullish. It wasn't a trade at all. There was no trade because the 1-hour candle closed bearish, right? I mean, the previous 1-hour candle closed bearish, so there was no buys at all there. So if you manage risk over there, that's actually pretty good. If you go on a monthly time frame on GJ, you will see that the 144, 150 is a monthly resistance. Yes, it is a resistance right there. It's a very strong resistance on the monthly time frame. Let's take a look at gold. Let's see what gold did overnight. We had some levels marked on gold as well. Oh, gold is still ranging over here. Yeah, gold is still ranging. Gold didn't really move at all. Moved up a little bit, came down, tapped into 1860, 1870, rejected that. So currently, let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4-hour is basically rejecting, 1871 over here. Just like daily rejected, if you look on the daily here, right? Previous daily candle went all the way up towards 1874, rejected it. 4-hour is kind of like doing the same thing. So now we got to identify certain levels on gold and see what we can do here. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, it's very clear that we have a support down at 1859, right over here on the 1 hour time frame. Let's take a look on the 30-minute here as well. Perfect. So 30-minute has the strong support at 1859. So we're going to put an orange line over here. This is going to be like for our visual reference here. Perfect. If you break below, we're going to continue down to fill these wicks, which is going to be around, what, 20, 25 pips over here? 25 pips, 29 pips. And if there's more volume, we can possibly continue moving bearish. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a pound yen 5-minute chart, entered back on the 1 minute, 5-minute broke, secured 50% at 10 pips. Nice. Beautiful. What is NFP and is it a good thing? That is an excellent question. NFP is basically non-farm payroll. So basically what happens is that that's the governing body to say that, okay, this is how many people are employed at this moment. You know, so more number of people that are employed, which means if the number is good, that means the economy is open, you know, they're working. And when people are working, it's generating tax dollars and that's good for the economy. You know, but if the number is less, so let's go over here, right? Let's go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So this is NFP right over here. So if the number is less, like let's say last month's numbers were negative 140,000, which means negative 140,000 people which were out of jobs, you know, and they're expecting 55,000 at this point. So they're expecting a positive number, which means more people should be employed, and that's going to generate more income for the government. You know, so that's basically what it means. So we're going to see what happens in that scenario there. All right, let's see what this, take a look at this chart over here. I want to see a close below this level for sells. I like it. I like it a lot. Close below 143.750, 750, 740 for price to continue down. That's going to be a much better selling opportunity. My account size is $1,000. Margin is 1 to 500. How much quantity should I take per trade? It depends on how much you want to risk. You know, it depends on how much you want to risk. Do you want to risk $100? Do you want to risk $50? Do you want to risk $10? You know, so it depends on how much you want to risk on a $1,000 account. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is Euro GBP. Was thinking about entering at break of this wick over here, but the support here scared me and thought it would necessarily break below. I guess it was during London session the volume could break through. Yes. Yes, so if you broke below this low and the trend was bearish, you're anticipating the support to break unless it didn't break, right? And as it closed below the area, then, like, you know, that would have been a pretty good trade to continue running. But still, you know, it's the first of the month over here, it's first of the week over here too, so there's no reason for anyone to kind of like force trades here today. What's this here? It's possible that this is a very deep liquidity grab for the 4-hour to continue bullish till 144. See, if we think that this is a deep liquidity grab for the 4-hour to continue moving up, we need to see some sort of a buying confirmation, right? Right now we don't have any buying confirmation. The only better buying confirmation we can get is if price starts closing above, you know, 143, 920, 930, then we can start talking about having buys. But that too would be pretty difficult because we'd still be below, you know, 144.080. So we need those confirmations. So far it looks like it's coming down to the support, but if we start breaking support, then there's a high probability we can continue moving down to fill this wick 6-7 pips away and then continue on down towards 143.500. Yeah, let's just take that into account over there. Alright, let's take a look over here. This is a Euro JPY. Took a sell last night when market opened. Broke 126.970. Oh, nice. So this looks like it's still running here for you. I would put my stops at break even at this point. Yeah, or maybe above this white line. I put my stops over there and let the rest run. Because now, on pound yen, the 15-minute candle is about to close. And it's closing at support. You know, so I guess I want to see a 30-minute candle close first before I make any decisions. So yeah, we'll have to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a year JPY sell. You're taking a sell for price to continue down. Your stops are way up over there. Let's take a look here. I would maybe have my stops above this 1 hour candle around 126.840. That's where I would have my stops. Because if the 1 hour candle has closed bearish, right, you're not expecting this current 1 hour candle to break this high over here. You're expecting it to continue moving down. So that's what you're expecting. There's also like 15 minutes left for this 1 hour candle to close. Let's take a look on the 30-minute. Yeah, see the 30-minute candle is also closed bullish over here. Looking at the 15-minute. Yeah, so I guess you have some opportunities to manage risk if we start breaking the highs on the 15-minute. But till then, I think this sell on your JPY should still work out. So we're waiting for a break. Let's do here. Waiting for a break below 143.720. That's what we're waiting for. Break below 143.720 so we can continue moving bearish. Until that doesn't happen, we're still in a range at this point. My routine is smoke a blunt and make money with Raja. Well, if you stop smoking that blunt, then I guess you're going to make more money here because you're going to be more focused. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a, would you buy if candle closed above 143.920? Yeah, I was looking at that, 143.920, but that's like a 15 pip range. So I'm probably gonna see what kind of a volume we have once we break above 143.920. Because we want a quick move up, so that's something we're gonna see if we can get that or not. But I'm just waiting for this 30-minute candle to close here and see if we can get something. Everything else is just ranging at this point. Gold is also ranging. We have a resistance up over here on gold at 1865. So this is a big range over here. The only good opportunity on the 1 hour time frame on gold is going to be above 1866, because then you have this wick to fill over here, which is like 58 pips, right? That's a pretty clean whip. 58 pips over there. Hello, Mr. Raja. If you could check this out for my journaling earlier this morning, I'd feel like educational for others. Oh, okay. Eddie, what I'm going to do is, this is a really good journaling over here. This is a lot of text over here. Send this to me in Slack, and I'm going to look at this in Slack, because during the live stream, we can't really read a lot of things over here once price is moving here, right? But looks like pretty good journaling here. You enter the trade, over 1% in profits. That's pretty good. Secured all your profits, closed full. Nicely done. How can you see the volume of the market with the spreads or only with the move of the wicks? It comes down to experience. It also comes down to what session you're looking at, right? So if you're looking at the pre-New York session, there's going to be some sort of volume in pre-New York. If you're looking at New York Open, there's going to be volume there. New York Stock Exchange Open, volume there. London close, there's volume. And then once you go into the New York afternoon, then there's basically no volume at that time because, London has closed and New York session is in afternoon session, so the volume kind of like dies down at that point. Yeah, nothing over here. Already saw the chart. Let's take a look at this over here. This is EuroCAD. If the multi-time frame confirmation buys can be taken at support, yeah, that would make sense. If you can see a 1 hour candle closing bullish, or if you can see the next 1 hour candle breaking the previous high, then I think you could have some sort of confirmation for price to continue moving bullish. And that's going to be some sort of retracement here on this time frame here as well. Is gold really going down? Not yet. We need to see a candle close below this area to give us that confirmation. Unless a candle doesn't close below support, where there are all these wicks over here, there's no reason it's going to go down. Same thing with pound yen over here. Like, you'll need to see a 30-minute candle closing below all this area right over here. Because if we look to the left-hand side right now, we can see how many candles came down over here, came down over here, didn't close below. So even if you get one candle, right? Even if you can get one candle closing like this is going to give you confirmations for the next candle to continue down. So this is what I'm waiting for over here at this point, for one candle to break below. So this is going to be this is going to become your gladiator candle, because gladiators, they pave the way for the next candles. So if this closes down below all these candles, very high probability for it to continue. So that's where the efforts of waiting and patience are going to go in today. What should be the concerns on the NFP day? The number one concern on NFP day for a trader should be trading without a stop loss. That's going to be the number one concern. Trading without a stop loss. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a pound yen 15-minute chart. Yeah, I don't know if that was a trade or not. I think this is the same situation. Yeah, that wasn't a good trade at all, this one here. Because if you look on the 1 hour time frame, the candle still closed bearish. So that wasn't a trade at all. Would you have taken this sell in the range because it was pretty clean? No, I wouldn't have taken the sell at all. Wouldn't have taken the sell because it's in the range. I'm looking for sells below 143,720. You guys have to look at it this way, right? We did a simulation on Saturday, right? And we talked about waiting for candles to print something you can familiarize yourself with, right? Which means you have to wait for something where you can execute and put yourself in the best position to win. For me to be in the best position to win a trade is going to be a trade below 143,720. I've made up my mind that way. Right below that area, I'm going to take a trade, and we're going to have a winning trade. It's going to be a great day, right? If price starts breaking above 143,920, then maybe that could be something I'm going to look for. But overall, like for a better trade, I might look for price to break above 144, let's say 100, to take like a better buy. So really good buys above 144, 100. Also, it's a Monday, it's the first day of the month, it's the first day of the week, so it's extremely important to be really, really careful and really exercise some patience. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is AUD USD. Entry on the 15-minute low over here for price to continue down. Nice. So if it continues down, I think this is going to work perfectly well because we also have this bearish trend coming in. So you also got to be careful about this minor support over here as well. Yeah, we got some nice news coming in this week. Would you have taken sell in the range? Oh, do you take impulse entry on Monday? Impulse entries are pretty risky entries, right? So when it comes to impulse entries, you're basically using lower risk on Monday. So I normally use like a low risk on Mondays, because it doesn't make any sense to take like a big loss on a Monday. If this 30-minute candle closed below support and the next one breaks the low, is it a good idea to take a sell? Yes. So I'm waiting at this point. What would be a reasonable weekly target for a $600 account? I think for $600 weekly, you should probably aim for like what? $30? $25 to $30? I think that's pretty good. That's a pretty good target. $25 to $30. All right. When is Dominion Markets opening? We're testing this week, making connections, and I think trading is going to start on the 8th February. I'm currently at 0 trade since London opening because I didn't like any setup since this morning, so I wait. Oh, nice. Very nice to wait at this point. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a go long above, 144, 100. Pretty good. Go short. Warning. I think go short below this area would be much better. But I like it. Go long above this area and go short below this blue line would be much better, because then we're gonna have clean candles here to the left hand side, and that's gonna provide some more, better confirmations for price to continue down. Let's take a look at this chart here. All right. People in Zoom, man, if you guys keep sending the same charts over and over again, I'm just gonna stop looking at your charts. Then I'm gonna move to the gulag. What do you think about price break above 143,940? I think it's a good opportunity for a buy. What do you think? Yeah, I think it is, above 143, 920, 940. But then again, this is like the range over here, and if you look on the 1 hour time frame, it's in that rejection area there as well. So it's gonna get a little tricky at that point. So I'm gonna be very cautious. I think for buys, I may want to see a break above 144 on the 1 hour time frame. You can see how there was no wick over here. So if we get a break above there, then we can probably say, okay, we can continue moving up to fill the wick and then potentially break above 144 100 as well. But so far we're in a range over here. So this is going to be a no trade range. All right, looks like gold is trying to break above 1865 here as well. For it to continue bullish. This is a big wick over here, 50 pips wick. Let's take a look over here. Took a buy in the London session. Oh, nice. I think a stop was too close. Or if you got stopped out, then it is what it is. Like things like that can happen. So it's probably just being unlucky over there. Okay, let's take a look over here. This is, what's this chart? 30-minute chart. Buys above 1862. Wait for confirmation. I think what you're missing is you're missing this resistance over here. You need to form this resistance here, and then we can continue moving up. All right, let's take a look at this over here. This is GBP USD pullback resistance. Close 80% at the low. Nice. Very nice. Quick trades. Mr. Hados from AUD USD. Let's take a look at this chart over here. AUD USD. Are you trading today? Probably. Like if I get a close below 143.720, then I'm going to take a trade over here. So this is AUD USD. Price is ranging over here. If we break above this area, there are clean candles to the left hand side. It's a 20 pip range, pretty good. If we break below the support, you got an 18 pip range for price to continue down. Very nice. You got pretty good ranges. You got clean candles to the left hand side. This is an excellent example of identifying the most recent support, which is right over here, most recent resistance, and then where can price go if it breaks resistance, and where can price go if it breaks support. Excellent example over here. Beautiful. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a pound yen chart selling from over there. Range is 33 pips. Nice, beautiful. This is a very good trade. Kind of risky, but you made it work. Would you consider 143.600 as a minor support, being that's where market opened? 143.600. Probably not, because if this was a minor support, price would have kind of like reacted as it came up over here, but it didn't really react at all. So probably just gonna look for price to break below this area and then continue on towards 143.400 or even till 143.500. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a gold 5-minute chart. Entered a buy. Oh, nice. Price moved up over here. Beautiful. Extra confluences. We're still in this range over here at this point. Hey Raja, thanks for your skills. I made 30,000 on crypto. Oh, XRP this weekend. Thank you for the guidance. Wouldn't be possible without you and Ted and a few others. Oh, beautiful, man. Just start withdrawing some money. You made 30 grand, withdraw like 20. Withdraw 20 and stop playing with 10. Do you think we will see trades at NY Open with volume? Probably. If we do, I think we're going to be lucky. Do you consider the first candle important when the market opens? Yes. So right now we're stuck over here. Price is still at support. We're waiting for this. We're waiting for this low to be broken over here. Hey, I wanted to ask you a question, but you have us silenced. I have unsilenced you guys now. Can Dominion markets work on TradingView? Nope, they cannot work on TradingView. Mr. Simon Fraser is over here in the Gulag. They sent a chart over here. How is this chart for the Gulag? Let's take a look over here. So we got also around like a minute left for the candle to close. So this was a buy over here as price broke above the high. Set partials at 10 pips. Nice. So you secured positions over here. Rest put at break even. Beautiful. That's a very nice trade. Excellent. So the new hour has closed. The 30-minute candle has also closed. We're bouncing off of the support. I think we need price to kind of like break below, or come below 143,720 for price to continue down, and that's something we're going to wait for at this point. Hey, I loved your video of you rapping. I had to record it because my girlfriend broke up with me, and I know it will make me feel better. Nice. Yeah, maybe listen to that first thing in the morning to get you hyped up.
Good morning, Raja.
Hey, good morning.
Quick question. Since we closed above support and weren't able to close below it, would we want to maybe wait for price to break 143,667?
6-7?
Yeah, this wick, the wick.
Yeah, I see it right here.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to wait for that, you can wait for that. But I'm probably going to be waiting for price to come below, 143,720. Ideally, I would want to see a candle probably close right over here, and that would be my ideal situation to take a trade.
Perfect. Of course. Yeah. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, still very bullish, the higher time frames,
Yeah.
If you catch a pullback, it'd be nice, but that's only if you break the support that you labeled out. Then we can go down to 0.500, same area you got marked out.
Yeah, 143,500. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a risky Ricky over here. Price broke below, still in the range at the support over here. Yeah, if we break below, then your sell is going to continue on, but we're still stuck at this point at this area here. Hey Jeev, hope you're having a great morning, bud. Well, looks like Jeevan's always having
a good morning. Good morning to everybody. Remember, start of a fresh month. Don't be too aggressive. Wait for your confirms. It's very smart.
Good morning.
Smart.
Oh man,
Mac will mute himself for no reason.
my shoulder's killing me, dude. Stop recording me.
Are you looking for impulse entries? No. We're waiting to see if we're going to come below 143,720 or not. We have divergence on the 1 hour. Price will come down. Perfect. Makes sense. Thank you, Mr. Yan. Let's see here. Don't buy Dodge because if you don't know anything. No, Dodge are nice cars. What do you mean?
the crypto.
They're talking about that coin, man.
Coin.
You know how Wall Street bets have been pumping like various low volume trading instruments?
Man, I thought they were talking about cars.
No, they
No,
even move
the-
silver. They even move silver up a bit.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's like a private mini hedge fund now, like a public hedge fund, like a public funded hedge fund.
Seriously, but it's really only like they can only push things that really have a smaller market cap, right? Like those different altcoins that they're pushing, or these smaller market cap stocks. It's easier when you have less volume to push that stock up or manipulate the price, right? So that's why they're also able to do that with silver, because if you look up that, like, even though silver is a precious metal, if you look up the trading volume of silver and the market cap of it, it's smaller than some big companies, you know what I mean? So
Oh,
it's easier to manipulate the price of it if you have a bunch of people jumping in there at the same time in that directional bias, right? But you wouldn't be able to do something like that with gold, but it's still cool how they're doing it with like silver and these other trading instruments that have smaller market caps.
yeah.
So let's say that Raja sent a call on the stream buying silver. That might move the market.
Yeah, maybe when Raja's at, like, you know, millions of views, then the guy might have to do some market maker moves.
Yeah, cause you got like 2-3 million people with their $2,000 accounts, and who don't know fuck all about the markets. They're like,
It's crazy though.
it's just like a big group moving, not knowing where they're going. You know, just like, all right, let's go this way.
GJ's making nice support on the 1 minute there at 0.800 still. You might actually be able to catch a buy scalp if we break 920. If you want to, yeah, you're watching that area too.
Yeah.
Back up to the highs. Because I'm just watching if this hourly, how we set up here, and if we close above 0.800 again, then we're still holding that bullish market structure, and like still holding that like overall bullish trend, you know. So I'm just
Yeah.
watching it. But yeah, obviously you're still waiting for the break below to take sells, anyways.
Yeah, either we break below or get this like small scalp above this area. But way better is going to be above 144, 100.
Yeah. Unless somebody caught the 0.800 retest though.
Does anyone know why my press calc after a few seconds the lines disappear and I can't set up a trade? I don't know, probably check the batteries or try restarting everything. Oh, what's this? Good morning. Took a buy on GJ and lost. All right, let's take a look over here. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh, it's a wrong chart. Wrong chart there, mate. I noticed the difference between TradingView, Wanda, FXCM, Gap doesn't appear in the first one. Yeah, it is what it is, because those are two different liquidity feeds, and having two different liquidity feeds means that prices are different there. You know, like one may not have a gap, one may have a gap. So it's better to just look at one liquidity feed, you know, so that you don't get confused. Like a lot of times, like guys are going to look at TradingView, and then they will look at their MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, and then they'll say, oh, why the candle's different? You know, so you just got to focus on one feed. So I just focus on right over here.
Yeah, I actually took sales after London open at 0.800, and I closed at 700, I think. No, let me
All
see.
right. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a impulse entry when this candle closes bullish. Next candle break the high of this candle. It's on a 30-minute time frame. Euro JPY. Yeah, looking at the 1 hour, we're also bearish here. 30 minutes also bearish. I mean, if you can get a bullish close, then you might get an opportunity. But then there was this rejection over here as well, which you'll have to be very careful about. Right over here at this area.
That was a nice scalp, Kasim, that you took the 0.800 retest, but I would just be watching this little 10 pip range we're in if you zoom in on the lower time frames and set your entry risk free or secure some, because if you're looking to trade New York session, we still have till actual New York open itself. So and as you can see, when you watch GJ, every time buyers create new highs, there's a lot of potential for price to range at those highs, generate liquidity have pullbacks at these positions as well, as you have buyers start to exit out the market, and because it's the start of a fresh month, so you don't want to be too aggressive. But that was a nice quick scalp there.
Yeah.
UJ?
GJ?
Yeah, just on Eric, like I would say it's like whatever verbiage you want to use, it is in a consolidation just at this intraday high when you're looking at GJ, but that's just the way it reacts. It's still overall very bullish. If you were to zoom out on like the 4 hour and just check how buyers are still printing new highs, I personally would like it if the new monthly candle was to create a lower wick, a more aggressive lower wick, so we can get buys from better positions to start riding up. But the structure right now has been way too bullish, and we do have potential to slowly revisit these highs that were just created at like 144-ish.
What's this over here? Could you take a look at my chart by Nono? Mr. Nono from the Gulag. Let's take a look over here. Oh, Mr. Nono.
Mr. Nono gotta get banned real quick.
Nono got banned real quick.
No.
Damn. Such colorful art. I don't know anything about Forex.
What happened? What happened?
Oh, it was something. Someone sent a
picture.
Someone sent a picture of their genitals.
How? With the trading view link?
Yeah, something like that.
No.
It was drawn onto the chart.
On trading view. No, they didn't.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this chart. This is USD CHF setup. I'm looking for NY opens, Mr. Jack Shepard. Let's take a look over here. Now I'm going to be really careful opening charts from the Gulag here now. Price came down, waiting for close above to buy up to 4-hour resistance. Okay, so perfect. So you got a support over here. You're looking for sells below this support and probably looking for buys above this area to continue up. Looks good. Looks good because you also got the trend bullish. You had this move up over here. So yeah, it's pretty good. But if we break the support, then there's an opportunity for price to correct this move up that happened earlier on. Also, pound yen is coming closer to 143.920. And then we're going to see if we can continue moving up beyond this area or not. But if you do, I think it's going to be a pretty good move here. And if you move into NY Open at that time too, we may get a move above 144 here as well. How do you think this is a grab of liquidity to great high on the 4-hour candle? Yeah, it could be. Like if you look on the 4-hour here, we are pretty bullish, right? This 4-hour candle, if you think this is a liquidity grab, you need to see a smaller time frame break, right? And the only way you're going to see a small time frame break is going to be above 143.920, because we cannot take a buy at this point and anticipate price to break this resistance when it hasn't really broken a resistance, right? Because if you look, 5 a.m. candle came right over here, closed, 6 a.m. candle rejected this area. So this is some sort of a strong area over here. So I think a break above here, then you can anticipate the 4-hour candle to continue bullish to fill this wick over here up at 144.100. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is buys above 1.372. Oh yeah, this looks good here. I mean, if this candle can close above this area, you still got like 13 minutes left. You could get a move going up towards 1.37400. Pound USD, trying to move bullish. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator here. So pound is strong, euro is weak. So we're going to close Chinese indicator. This is a big joke over here we do every day. Nothing really happening. Let's take a look here. This is Euro AUD. Trend is bearish. We're breaking below this area for price to continue down. You got clean candles here to the left hand side. You also got this rejection here. Looks good. Yeah. This sell looks good over here for price to continue down.
Looks like gold is breaking.
Don't show this on the stream, Raja. Oh no, man. We show everything on the stream. This is why my stream is different than all the other streams.
Yo, I was I was typing loud. My bad. Yo.
Oh.
Sorry, video. No, man, because
Oh,
everybody,
what?
nobody on your stream likes lower time frame. Everybody's like, oh, fuck this shit. So I'm just showing your Zoom chat, bro, so they can take your notes from it.
Oh yeah, I don't even like lower time frames.
Yeah, see? But look how, but for anybody who just opened that in the Zoom chat, how nice is that structure? Pretty clean to see, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking at that structure and you're looking at GJ now, and then as long as we hold that bullish market structure and 0.800, I'm still in that bullish bias.
We need to break above 142.930 to have a much safer confirmation for buys. Because if you take a buy right over here within this area, you still run into this resistance, which no one knows whether we're going to break it or not. Can anyone see my message? Please indicate. Yes, Forex Culture, we can see your message. Looks like 15-minute candles closing above 1866 over here. And then it should continue moving to fill this wick. $18.71. If you trade double top and double bottom, you're going to have a hard time with trading. You think the banks don't know this? The banks don't care for our $1,000 accounts or for your $500 accounts. Or banks really don't care. Banks don't trade that way. Trust me. Like if you think banks are watching your trading account or your MetaTrader 4, MetaTrader 5, man, you're highly mistaken. Banks don't even look at candles. I mean, come on. Oh wow, it looks like there's going to be no mercy here for gold. Candle closed with no wick. If it's still pumping, wick fill at 1871.
Yeah, for the safer sells, Eric, yeah. If you wanted to wait for that price point on GJ, yeah.
I'm new at trading gold. How do I calculate lot size? Do you know any site to calculate lot size? Yes, just Google how to calculate lot size on gold and you're going to get the answer. I think it's going to be on my FX book. All right, we got 13 minutes left over here. We're coming up towards 143.920, 930.
Sir, yes, sir.
I may be looking for
nice.
I may be looking for impulses above this area here.
Even on the new 30, if you catch a little quick pullback again to make a lower wick, if you want to take like a riskier, I don't know, you might not take the riskier entry, but you know, on this new 30, you might just make a lower wick quick.
Yeah, with gold, watch the 15-minute candle. We should be completing that big bearish move down. So once it completes to that top level, we should be good. Yeah, right.
Yeah, if it breaks like 75, then we're finally gonna have that heavy impulse move up for February, eh?
Yeah,
that's what I'm looking at.
20 pips.
I'm up 29 pips.
All that liquidity will correct. We'll go straight back up to the 1950s, and maybe the next week or two. But that's only if we break 76.
Mm-hmm. It's closed.
Oh no.
Max,
Wow.
Mac will add another position now.
No, I won't. That's it. I close one at 15.
If you go to gold on the 4-hour chart, it's in the heavy consolidation for like the last month and a half because the dollar's also been starting to consolidate, right? Because when you look at after those 1953 sells from January 5th, early January, you could see gold had a sell-off from 53 all the way down to like 1810. And then ever since that point, after it fell like over $100 an ounce, more than that, 1,000 plus pips, it's been in this consolidation range from like these 1830-ish roughly lows to about like that 1875 high point, right? So if you really just want to be patient, as soon as we break above that 75 high point, we're gonna all that order flow and liquidity that's been playing in that range for like the last month and a half, you have all that volume to correct that downside move to the left, like Ted is saying, right? So that's just what Ted was talking about.
Yeah,
It's
we
like,
talked about that 3 weeks ago.
yeah, so as soon as you break above that, you can easily fucking just patiently, like, there's no point trying to jump in a trade like where Max looking at it, like where he's
Why
in
you
the middle
gotta
of the
put
range.
it? Why you gotta corner me,
Yeah.
though?
Yeah. It's messy. It's
Ted
messy
and
in
I
there.
took the same trade.
Yeah, it moved up to 1869. I mean, it was a great
Yeah.
move. Yeah.
I got 20 pips out of it. The other
Yeah.
one got to break even.
To be honest, I'll be chilling today. I'm not gonna be looking at any trade, especially GG, because I need more data from the first day of the monthly candle. So gold outside that's 1875, be awesome. Other than that, it's dangerous range.
Oh, moment of silence.
GJ not available on the MT4, MT5 demo accounts. I don't know. I mean, that's something you need to look at. This is going to be a very, very hard range right over here. It's like a 15, 16 pip range over here. Extremely hard range. We need breaks.
Ted? Oh, Ted was done talking there. I just added on to his point. I wasn't like,
Yeah. No, I was done. I mean, I collected 20 pips and I got out.
yeah, I was just adding on to like what he was saying about on that higher time frame there.
Now we need to pay attention to the 5-minute candle, because if the next 5-minute candle is close below 1863, this is becoming a fake out, and we can you can play the lower range on gold.
Yeah, it's a very risky range. So.
That's why I'm not taking anything. Be back tomorrow.
Have you heard about fusion markets? No. D Savage on 6 loss streak. Oh, he fucked up my FTMO. No, you fucked up your own FTMO.
These people have no mercy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if someone's trading and if you're copying their trades and you lose your account, that's all on you. You know, it doesn't matter if someone's winning or losing. If you're losing and blowing your own account, then it's all on you. You know, like you are to blame, not someone else. So we need to stop putting blame on people if you're losing your own accounts. Is that Kerwin? Yes. Hey Raja, you have all professional here today. Oh, pro speculators in Zoom now. Yeah, we got the pro speculators today in the Zoom.
You guys got you guys got a monster squad in the Zoom.
Yeah, you got Mac here. You got Jeevan, Ted, Kerwin. We got Sacha here too.
Mac just needs to fix that hairline. But
I knew you were gonna say that. Yo, I'm gonna put on a hoodie, bro. I'll be right back.
Let's see here. If I was 20 pip in profit on gold, but didn't close profit and didn't break even. Oh, okay. Your JPY is ranging over here. Oh, I got silver over here. Let's take a look at GBP USD right here. Let's take a look at GBP USD. Looking at a 30-minute time frame, we're coming above this area over here as well. It's a very delicate situation here today. This was a rejection here before, so you would need a candle to close above this area for it to continue up. And if you measure this range, it's like a 16 pip range. It's kind of like how pound yen is set up. It's below resistance over here. Pound yen is also kind of like below this area over here, resistance. So we'll need price to break above this area to continue bullish. Press Alt F4 to win 100 Bitcoin. No, that's going to close all the windows. Trust me, man, I was born in the 80s. I know all those shortcuts.
Max hairline printing lower highs.
Yo, come on, man.
What would you say is the best time frame for confirmation for entries? Max 30 pip scalps are what I trade. It doesn't matter what type of scalps you trade. It matters what type of a range you have. That's what matters. So if you're looking at this time frame right over here, the 30-minute time frame, you can see this is a range here, right? And you can also see how candles have been wicking over here, and candles have been closing side by side. So this is not a pretty good range to trade. But if you look above, 143, 930, 920, you see clean candles here to the left hand side. So you cannot target 30 pips over here because your range is only 15, 16 pips. So maybe this might not be a trade for you to take. But if you look at below 143, 740, or even 720, you see that first target is like 6 pips away, but that's like a minor rejection there. But obviously, if you move into high volume times, closer to NY open, if you start closing below 143, 720, then you can have all this range over here, which is going to be a bigger range to trade. So it's not like what scalp you can get from a trade, it's like what range is available for you to trade in. So up over here we got a smaller range, and below 143, 720 you got a bigger range to trade in. So we just gotta wait to see if the candle is gonna close below or close above. Simon Frazier, I'm at a disadvantage if I do my analysis on MetaTrader. No, not at all. Price moves the same way on all, basically, price prints the same way everywhere. Hey, GJ formed a selling divergence. Shouldn't we be looking for a sell? Well, I don't know if you can be looking for a sell or not, because the 1 hour candle is bullish, 4 hour candle is the only candle that's bearish, but 1 hour is bullish, 30 minutes is bullish, 15-minute is kind of like forming in the range, so you can't really take a sell at this point. 144 is a strong resistance on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, just my opinion, but that's why I'm not taking buys above 143, 930. Yeah, that's good. See right over here, really good buys above 144. Easy buys above 144. Anything above 140, 43, 930, 940 is going to be risky because we have these clean candles that hit to the left hand side, so it should also work. But the only reason it's going to be risky is because the range is smaller over here. It's like a quick scalp trade over here, like 14, 15 pips. But we need to come above that area. Can Forex pay for my hair transplant? Yes, it can.
Can pay for everything.
Hey, coach, can I ask you something about on gold?
Yeah, sure.
If the 15 minutes candle close in the area again, in the range area, can we say like a breakout, and then I was thinking to open a trade in the 5 minute candle to manage it. Do you think it's a good idea, or
for price to continue down?
Yes, there is a small resistance, support over there, but
below this area I can see that. Yeah. Below this area. Yeah, because you got these clean candles to the left hand side, so below this area I could possibly see price coming down.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Since numbers were good on PMI this morning on GJ, any idea why GJ didn't break and close above? It is what it is, maybe the numbers weren't good enough. Let's take a look over here.
Numbers could have also been priced in.
Yeah.
The euro numbers come out like an hour and a half before GBP numbers, so usually they're all very similar anyways, because it's all in the same region essentially, and they were all pretty much just on forecast, or like 0.1 or 0.2 better, and it's still the start of a fresh month, right? And GJ's already been GJ buyers have already created intraday highs as well, so you can just look, if you go like the 4 hour chart or back test how buyers react every time a high is printed on GJ, you can start to see a higher time frame range created for an extended period of like weeks until we have another like impulsive move to the upside or continue trending to the upside. So still early in the month, fresh month.
Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is pound yen 30 minute. Price breaking a wick high, can go back up from resistance. Probably not. I mean, you got a resistance right over here, and I don't know where your entry is. I mean, I don't know if your entry is right over here, right over here, right over here, right over, I mean, nothing is clear at this point. Maybe above here would be much better, but not over here because it's still in its range over here. This is like a no trade range. Benny, I was expecting better chart than this. Benny has been sending pretty good charts, but I don't know where this chart came from.
Damn, Benny.
Alright. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Ooh, Rocky Gill, pound yen 30 minute chart. I risked 115 euro but closed only 79 euro. What was this? Was this a buy? Was this a sell? Close 15 minutes, kind of closed bearish, close. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I mean, if you took a buy over here, this was a buy taking at the very top. Yeah, I don't think this was a pretty good trade over there because, you know, we already moved up over here, you know. You have a very, like, strong candle moving up. So the more we move away, it's better to wait for price to retrace and then create a support, excuse me. Because if you had a support form, then you can have price moving further up. So if you look on the 1 hour time frame here, we can see how the 1 hour candle closed with a little rejection. And if you look at that on 30-minute time frame, this was a candle closing bearish on a 30-minute time frame. You know, also we can see one candle close with no wick on the top. So it's a bit of a problem over there for buys. Would sell be risky from 143,700 area? Even do we have clean candle from the left hand side? No, I think it's going to be pretty good. That's what I'm looking for here as well. Below 143,700. So you can see right now price is just ranging. Your JPY is also ranging at this point. Candles printing side by side. It means price is ranging. Gold is also in this minor range area now. Can Forex bring my girlfriend back? Okay, probably gonna remove this guy over here. Big distraction. What are your views on trading bots EAs? There are a lot of EAs out there, you know, but there aren't many EAs that have like a good track record. You know, that's the whole problem with EAs. I mean, you can have one EA and have like a random week win and post that on Instagram and saying, oh, look, the EA is winning all the time. But unless there's like a track record of, let's say, a month or 2 months or 3 months, then I don't think it's going to go anywhere at all. You know, so you want to see those things before you kind of like invest in EAs or buy an EA for that matter.
I think you'd almost have to see almost close to a year's track record.
Yeah, I was just being nice a little bit, you know, like 3 months.
Peter panning it. But yeah, I wouldn't suggest anyone to just buy an EA.
Like you have to constantly monitor it because like the market stop is changing, like the whole that structure always changes at the same time too, right? So you always got to monitor the EA to see like what positions it's taking. I mean, what kind of risk it has. Most EAs are your generic martingale strategies, right? Like they will keep evening out positions. They take more as price retraces, so it gets pretty difficult over there.
Right.
And the thing is too, look at who's sort of providing the EA. I mean, do they have a track record of programming? It's just, I mean, you hate to knock it, but I mean, a lot of people are just picking out EAs from like the MetaTrader website and then trying to pass them off. And
Right.
a lot of other times too, people are taking that information and thinking that it's accurate. I think a lot of EAs should be coded by people that actually have a coding background and also some sort of finance background.
And to add on to what Ted said, especially when a lot of these marketers say, oh, they have like a bank algorithm or they can trade like a bank. And just for like from a logical perspective, a lot of people seem to forget that people go to school for years to get a computer science degree or a finance degree, like Ted is saying, and to end up getting a job to potentially work on a team within a bank to develop those algorithms. And as Ted was saying, and as Raja was saying, to consistently monitor these algorithms, tweak them, adapt them to the different economic data and market conditions. Like these people are working a full salary alongside 1,000 other people working for the bank, developing these things and constantly tweaking them as they're in competition with other banks. And also, you get what I'm saying? So I don't know why when people come to the Forex retail trading space, that's logic and common sense thinking sort of seems to go out the window. And that's not in a disrespectful way. I don't know if it's because of like all the flashy things that are shown or the potential fast money that people start to forget about like this logical decision-making process. But yeah, people go through a full 5 years in school, 4 years at a job to finally work and develop algorithms for a bank with another team of 30 people going through this strict process and having all this security and so much involved, right? It's just crazy to think some randoms on Instagram are mimicking that or trying to do something better than that. So I don't know.
Plus, you have to know at least like 3 different languages. You have to know MQL, you have to know C++, Java, sometimes Python, a lot of different things. And most of these people, they don't even have an IT degree, which is incredible.
Hey y'all, what would be the minimum starting capital to use for a new trader once all sufficient research and learning has been done? Appreciate the streams, learning a lot, emergency cigarettes. Probably going to be like, it depends on how much you want to risk. Let's say, because like everyone's situation is different, right? So what happens is, I would say a good starting capital is going to be like $500, $500 to $1,000. Not knowing what your background is, not knowing what your savings are, what your income level is. So I would say $500 to $1,000 is going to be good start of capital. That was for me at least. I started with $700 US, $1,000 Canadian, and went off from there. Looks like 5 minutes is creating that pullback on gold to potentially continue up over here. Just going to be spectating that. Spectating gold to continue on towards 1867, 68 again. Why is there questions and how much I should start with? What about learn how to be consistent first? Yes, that's also true. How long have you been trading? Around like 5 years, 4 years? Is it true Jeevan flipped 1,000 to 35,000? I think more. Jeevan had pretty humble beginnings. He wasn't shy about the lot sizes he was trading, but he was pretty consistent with this.
Yeah, I don't know why people are so shy to share when they're trading like penny lots and stuff. Like, how does everybody expect you to start trading with like $100,000? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This doesn't make sense, right? You got to start somewhere and like work your way into it. And the way I saw it was like, I didn't start moving up out of the penny lots because when I started, I went through that period of time where I was just burning through accounts, over leveraging, over trading, making the same mistakes everyone else does, and everyone goes through that process. You can't deny that, right? But after that, I started realizing that trading is like anything else, where it's going to take consistent repetition of following like a systematic approach, plan, and focusing on your long-term goals. Just like if you were to start a business or if you were looking to get bigger in the gym and put on muscle, nothing happens essentially overnight. So then I just saw taking every single penny lot trade as essentially like taking a rep if you're in the gym developing a muscle, right? And that's what it is, right? The more trades you execute on, and as you develop your skill set and you grow that comfort, then you can of course start risking more as your capital grows and growing your lot sizes you're using. But just like if you're in the gym, you're not going to go on the bench and start doing 3 plates right away. You're going to have to gradually work up to that when you're feeling comfortable, and it's a unique journey for everybody, right? For some people, it may take a couple of years for someone else. It may take 10 years, but it is attainable for anybody if you put the respective time and effort in. And I'm not anywhere near financial freedom or fucking TED level here, but like I'm still doing pretty good for myself.
All right. My account balance is 1 to 10 ratio of my net worth, but I still seem to have problem with accepting risk. I've been trading for 3 years now. Yeah, I mean, accepting risk, it comes with experience and time, you know, and it's like, so for example, whenever I come to a chart, you know, and whenever I'm about to take a trade or execute on trade, in my mind, I'm already accepting the loss I'm going to have on that trade. You know, it's like counterproductive to the fact that, okay, like you should only stick to winning. But at the same time, when you're taking a trade, you're identifying that, okay, if I do take this trade, this is the amount I'm willing to lose at that time. So slowly you're going to get comfortable in accepting that. Have you thought about doing a virtual boot camp? As we were on lockdown, I think a boot camp helps attendees to step up a level or two. No, virtual boot camps, they don't really work. In person is a whole different level. Virtual is just the same as doing a webinar, you know, basically. This right now is also a virtual boot camp. This is.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, this is a virtual boot camp.
Yeah, I think people mistake that the more information they get, the better it is for them, instead of actually putting into the actual, I guess, experience from what they've learned. A lot of people, they think that if they read 10 books or they sit for 6 hours on the charts, it's going to improve. I think you have to remember that your improvement comes from constantly refining what you're originally doing. It has nothing to do, like sort of like what you even said, is nothing to do with, you know, going to the gym. It's actually, okay, if you're going to do 10 reps at the gym, someone could do 10 reps where they're just lifting the lightest weight possible, or you're actually doing 10 reps that are challenging you. I think it's how you approach the topic and what information you're using to better yourself. The fact that people want all these extra webinars, they want this, they want that. There's enough information out there right now. You have to be able to apply that and treat trading as if it's, you know, a game day. And every time that you take a trade, you have to review that trade from all different time frames, all different angles, so that you can say, okay, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? You could sit on a trade and review a trade for like half an hour, 45 minutes. There's so many different variables you could look at: timing, the day, the week, the year, the month. You can go through all that information, and I don't think people are leveraging the data that they're producing well enough. I think people are taking a trade, journaling it, and saying, okay, well, I put it in my journal, then that means that I did the job. And it's like, no, you should be going back and you should be able to see and visualize that every single time that you come back onto the charts. There's a reason why there's a lot of people here that are consistent. It's because they focus so much on specifically what they want to do, but that comes from years and years of going through your trades and the charts. It's not watching another webinar or reading another book. It's the experience and actually understanding what you're looking for. And what you're looking for is different for everybody else. I mean, some people are comfortable taking, 5 pip trades. Other people want swing trades. So you have to be able to build up those tolerances based on your comfort level, not someone spoon feeding or regurgitating information. And then you saying, okay, well, now I know what to do on the 15-minute time frame. A lot of people send me charts and they'll send me, well, the 30-minute time frame says this. It's like, okay, well, what does the rest of the time frame say? And then people will say, well, I didn't look at those, right? So there's a lot of gaps in terms of, what you could obtain from the charts. You have to actually just spend the time and go through them and just experience it. It might take you 6 months. It might take you 6 years. You have to, that's the journey. It's not about how many lot sizes I can do, how many trades I can do a week. It's where's my comfort? And if my comfort isn't somewhere, People are saying I don't like to risk a certain amount, or I'm not comfortable. You have to take a deep dive and say, okay, why am I not comfortable? Where does that discomfort come from? It may not even come from the charts. It might be something personal inside. So there's a lot of work to be done every single day for yourself to be a trader. It's not just sitting here and just clicking a button.
Very well said. Very well said. Let's take a look over here. Have a question? Best explain it. Oh, what's happening over here? Looks like man's got a pretty big screen. All right, so we gotta zoom out. So pound yen, let's say price breaks below the range, sells below over here. When we look left to, do you look at support resistance where price came from? Not really. This area I'm going to keep it in my mind over here, but I'm not going to really put a lot of weight as price continues down. Because if you look at pound yen over here at this point, we're waiting for price to come down, and even if it comes down to this area over here, we're looking for, this area, it may act as a rejection area, but we're not going to treat this as something that we can completely ignore. So even if you break below 143.720, there's still like a 11 pip move over here, but then there's also possibility with the volume time in New York Open that we can continue pushing past this price. So that's what we're anticipating. But we're not completely ignoring this as well, because if we break down, there's a possibility we may reject this area to do a retest to further continue down. Yeah, it's a pretty big screen, I was going to say. Hello, sir. Please take a look at USDJPY. Let's take a look here. USDJPY. 4 hour is bullish. Looking to the left hand side, looks like we have these wicks to fill at 105.100 over here. It's like 12-15 pips away. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. Oh, look at that. Looks like we're creating the support on the 1 hour time frame and trying to break above, right above this area. Looking at the 30-minute time frame over here, we're also moving up over here. We got 14 minutes left for this candle to close. Looking at the 15-minute, we're now at this resistance over here, right here. So we'll need to see a break above this area to justify a move all the way up towards 105.100. And it looks like it's a pretty big range, but if you measure it, it's like a 16, 17 pip range over here. Still a pretty good move going all the way up towards 105.100. So we'll need to see breaks above this area here. Pound yen so far is still in the range here. Please, Raja, when you see 3 higher highs on Trader, what will you call that? 3 higher highs, is that a quiz or is that a legit question? I think it would be like 3 white soldiers. That's what they call. That's what I remember from Baby Pips. 3 higher highs, 3 white soldiers, 3 lower lows, black crows.
It's like a puzzle.
Yeah. 3 lower lows are 3 black crows. 3 delicate situations. Yeah. Extremely delicate. UJ is at a delicate situation here because it's at this resistance. If it breaks above, we can have price moving bullish over here. Let's take a look on the daily. Yeah, daily is pretty bullish over here too. We're breaking above. Pound is gaining strength over here slowly to come up. We got that wick over here. But we need confirmations on a smaller time frame. Alright, let's take a look at this chart. This is UJ waiting for this 1 hour candle to close. Hopefully next candle pulls back to get in if we close bullish. Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good idea too because the 15-minute candles are going to close at this point as well. If you were to swing trade, what would you look for to predict price movement? I would look at the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame. So if I look on the 4 hour over here, there's nothing I see. I think, yeah, there's nothing I see. Probably a break above 144 would make sense on the higher time frame. But looking on the 4 hour, let's take a look on the daily. Yeah, we'll need to see some sort of major resistances to be formed on the 4 hour, kind of like break below 143, 380 for it to continue bearish. But it's going to be pretty difficult looking for swings on GJ. So we're only going to stick to this time frame right over here. What's Jeevan's personal Instagram? I want to see his track record, not Capital Hungry account. Well,
Have the Telegram channel where everything has been shared.
yeah.
Then you can see everything for like the last year and a half, probably in that channel. Bear post that channel.
It's hilarious how people can just ask for personal information, just randomly.
It's like asking for the social.
That's true.
It's like asking for your social, date of birth.
Yes, like me going up to somebody, hey, what's your car license plate number, or what's your personal phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people forget that even though that we're on a live stream or we're accessible, that there is some boundaries that you should have respect for. I think social media has created that illusion that because you can communicate with somebody that you're best friends with them. To be honest, if I haven't met you in real life, I mean, you're lucky that I give you the time of day. It's just one of those things. I think
Yeah.
people have to be mindful and respectful of other people's privacy, and it's not an arrogant thing to say. It's just think about it logically. Like Raja said, I mean, you need my license plate numbers and my telephone number. Like, come on.
Yeah, I sent the Telegram there. If you do want to see the trades I've taken, they're in there.
All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Euro pound above this area. Yeah, this looks better. This candle's also about to close over here, so it's going to be a much better idea to wait for it to close, and then we can continue moving up. Does Trades Domain or the Dominion markets allow users to trade crypto spots? I know you can trade crypto, but spots, I don't know.
Yeah, you can trade crypto. I mean, I think the issue becomes is we're not a crypto brokerage. We're an FX brokerage, so you're not going to get the leverage and the spreads on Trader's Domain that you would on an actual crypto broker. I mean, there might be something, if there's an increased demand, we might speak to other liquidity providers to get us better flow, but I really don't see the crossover there. I think if you're going to trade crypto, trade it on a crypto broker. If you're going to trade FX, trade it on an FX broker. Hybrid brokers, you're going to lose in one respect. Something's going to give. It's very difficult to get crypto liquidity because it's not the same as FX liquidity, right? So just be mindful of that too. I don't like mixing both.
When does Traders Domain launch? It launched 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's probably talking about Dominion.
No.
It's a nasty rejection on gold.
Yeah, I just saw that.
The hourly candle.
Yeah, it broke the same support we had lined up on the 5-minute time frame here. Should continue down. 1861, 60. I'm waiting for a pound yen to do something here.
Huh? What? Everyone, you gotta stop doing that, man. It creeps.
No, man. It is what it is, brother. Don't worry about it. It's just that gold does the same over and over again, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're still not even
range. Try to break it, then pulls back, close back.
Oh, you're so early in the month, Hornito. Settle it down, simmer down.
Simmer down.
We need more data, man. I mean, for me, it's a no trading day today, to be honest.
I
mean, if I see something really good, I'll take it. I don't care. But trading like trying to be like a cowboy in this thing, nah.
Wow.
That clean move. I'm hunting for the 1875 break. I think Ted and everybody here has been talking about this move since like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have a question. Can someone help me, please? How to know which setup is good when I'm going to enter in an impulse entry? I know best entry is when a candle closes. I think at this time, you should strictly focus on candles closing. You should start to really focus on to get really, really good at entering positions when candles close. That's what your focus should be at this point right now. Because impulse entries, they're extremely risky. You're entering based on anticipation that price is going to continue moving. It's kind of like the same thing as buy stops and sell stops. So if you're not an expert at buy stops and sell stops, impulse entries are not going to work at that point. So it's better to wait for candles to close and then take entries based on that and really get really good at that. Impulse entries, they come later on. Take a look at this chart over here. This is a pound yen buy on the 1 hour time frame as we broke above the high over here. Took a paper trade. It's Monday and impulse entry 8 pips. Stop loss 10 pips TP. Nice. Very nice. We're coming down to 1861, 1860 here.
Yeah, the 15-minute candle mirrored quite nice.
Yeah.
I think around 1859, we'd have to watch. I think you might find that there may be a rejection and we might bounce back off of that. So if you're looking at trades right now, as we come towards the bottom of the range around 1859 with gold, I think, if we do reject that area, that's a pivotal point where we either continue going down heavy or we'll pull right back up back into like 1866. So just be aware of that. Once we get to around 1859, there's a lot of traffic there. If we do get that deep, I'll be looking obviously for buys above 1864, 1865.
What kind of tricked me on gold right now is that this new hourly 4-hour candle did a massive retest to the previous 4-hour candle. So, but it already created a new low for the 4 hours. So if you get a break below 1860, man, be careful.
We'll be dumping. The problem is if you look at the higher time frames too, it's a lot of like rejections anywhere from 1859 to 1853. Yeah. So what ends up happening is you could get stuck in that at any given time. That's why I'm looking to say with the balance of probability, we should probably be going up more than we're going down. Just if you look at the higher time frames, you can see the charts are trending up. This is just a minor pullback. I would rather watch to see if we can get more confirmation on the higher time frames to continue going up than take a trade going down, which could work, but the probability because of all the traffic on the higher time frames is scary, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree, man.
All right, so I got a chart over here. This is a 1 hour chart. Would you consider entering over here? No, not at all, because you need candles to come. You have a support over here, 143,730, and why would you want to enter before the support? I don't understand. So you have to wait over here. You have to wait for price to break below this area and then take a sell. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a buy entered at London session. Saw price 10.6%. Nice. Close 50% at 10 pips. Beautiful. I would say start closing more at 10 pips. Start closing at 80%, 90% at 10 pips and then leave the rest running. Because the main idea is to secure as much as you can so that your percentage is bigger. Slowly, we're also coming down to the support area. Candle's about to close in 2-3 minutes. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good sell if you start breaking below. Looking for an impulsive entry on US 30. Might be lower risk due to consolidation. Okay, for buys. Okay, looks good. You have clean candles through the left hand side. If we break above, I think we should continue up. The only thing is, this may not happen at this point. May formulate around the start of the the NYSE hour, the New York Stock Exchange open hour. That's where I've seen more volume come in US 30 at that point, so we're gonna keep an eye on that. Your JPY is starting to dump down here as well. We got a nice support down at 126,600 here, 8 pips away. Pound yen is about to close in 1 minute as well. Beautiful, man. This could be a pretty good sell below 143,720. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is a, can you please see what I did wrong? Pound AUD, 15-minute time frame. You took a sell over here. You managed risk. I think it could have played out really well because you had clean candles here to the left-hand side. So if you managed risk, I think that was still pretty good. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, maybe the probability wasn't there in your favor. So I think at this point, you need to start to look at it. Okay, is there a way you can give your trade a second chance? You know, if you start to fall back down again, that's what you got to see at that point. USGPY is also breaking above this area to continue bullish. We got 50 seconds left. MJFX, can you please review this trade? Some advices. I'm a little proud of it. Oh, you're proud of your trade you took? Let's see here. Oh, nice. It was a pretty good trade. A lot of text over here, so we can't really read this in a live stream, but I see it's a pretty nice one. You took an impulse entry below this candle and it played out really well. Beautiful. Just go over that trade over and over again and try to see if you can find the same candle confirmations again to execute on. Wow, gold finally came down to 1860. This is something we identified on the 5-minute time frame. I think someone else sent a chart. If we break below the support, we should continue down because we got these clean candles here to the left hand side. If you guys remember, 1860.
Yeah, that was me. That was me.
Oh,
Very
yes.
nice.
Thank you.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
All right. New
Okay, come on.
hour has started at this point. Let's take a look at the 15-minute, 30-minute. Yeah, it's a very, very delicate situation over here.
I like when you say that. It's a very delicate situation.
Yeah, because all these wicks right over here, you know, these rejections.
I know, man.
That 0.800 is a key area right now.
Yeah, want to see a candle close like this.
Because right now, if it starts to make like a, after it just made this lower wick, if it starts to make a support like on the lower time frames above 0.800, then it can still just keep playing in this range. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you believe a 10-pip stop loss on gold is not realistic? It's not realistic at all with that statement, because your stop loss is determined based on the market structure, based on where the candles are. That's where your stop loss is based on. It's not based on just like, oh, I have a 7-pip stop or a 10-pip stop. Like, you know, if the market allows you to have a 10-pip stop, then you can have a 10-pip stop. But if you even measure this candle on a 5-minute, it's like a 13, 14-pip candle over here. You know, so a 10-pip stop makes no sense at all. One good one could have been right over here as we broke the low. Even this wasn't 10 pips, around 12, 11 pips over here. What do you do when you see a setup occurring in different pairs at the same time? Would you take it all or what? No, I only trade pound yen. That's the pair I trade 99% of the time. So if I see this same setup happening on gold or Euro JPY or, you know, like any other pairs, I'm probably not going to take it, because I focus on what I focus on. Right? If you see right over here, price is coming down, may want to enter an impulse around 143,720 for price to continue falling bearish.
Yeah, that's the safest bet.
Yeah. Enter at 720, keep my stops up over here, 10, 11 pips, and anticipate price to tap into 600 and then eventually 500.
See you guys later.
Bye. Okay.
See you later. All right, let's take a look at this chart over here. Gold sells at 1859 for price to continue down. Nice. 100 pip range over there. Yeah, that looks like a pretty nice bet over here. Below this area, looking at 1859. Mr. Dominic Nana, please can you check NZD USD? I think you need to post a chart. If you're going to post a chart, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to give our ideas and then we'll see what happens. Any trades today? Not yet. I'm eyeing this area right over here. 143,720. I'm really eyeing this area over here because this area is going to be below these wicks. It's going to be below the support here as well, and then we can continue bearish. Do gaps fill count as an area of support? Yes, it does. And as we can see right over here, we're slowly coming down. We're slowly coming down to Pound Town below 143,720. And after that, I think we can continue moving down. So I'm pretty excited for this. Just gotta wait a little bit. See, all this area is a rejection area here. Even the 1 hour is breaking below the previous 1 hour candle. But I want to be careful. It's gonna something look like 143,720 stops over there and expect price to continue down.
I think a candle closing below that area would be nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how good impulsive entries will work with that wick to the left with the previous rejection.
I think it's going to work beautifully because if you look on the 1 hour time, 1 hour is breaking below this low over here. This was a weak bullish candle on the 1 hour. You know, this could be like a wick fill, but then with the volume in NY open, I think it should really push through this wick over here.
Yeah, I got in at 761.
Oh, nice. Still above support, but I'm with you there. I'm rooting for you.
That's rooting for me.
Yeah, it's still above support though.
I know.
Dangerous area, to be honest.
Yeah.
You guys know what you're doing, so.
Why exactly do you choose 720? Because it's below support, that's why. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is, can you please explain why an impulse entry at the break of the previous candle's low isn't a good idea? Because there's support. Guys, can't you see support? Can't you guys see there's support over here? I mean, let's I don't even know, man. I mean, look, there's one support over here and then there's a support right over here. So just open your eyes and look, there is a support right over here. It's right there. Look at my webcam right now. My eyes are open. There's a fucking support over here. And if price can come below this area, there's no support after that. I don't even know how else to explain it, or you guys understand some other language. I don't know, man. But there's a support right there. You can see it. Maybe try meditation. You might see it.
Try some ice cream.
Yeah, every time I open my mouth, there's something.
Try baby bibs and
Yeah.
so you can realize what is a support or resistance.
Yeah, I mean, it's support, man. Right there. May I ask, what's the best way to determine the stop loss to trade gold, either sell or buy position? It depends. It depends what you're looking for. So if, let's say, you're looking for buys over here, you're placing stops below, like, the candles, 15-minute or 5-minute candle, then you're expecting it to continue up. So let's say
There's
if, yeah,
Yeah,
go
sorry.
ahead.
There's no real difference between how you place your stops with gold or any other currency pair. Like you said earlier, Raja, it's the range that you're looking for. I think people have to realize that the ranges on gold are tighter, and you can get 10 pips in a 5-minute candle. So you have to get used to potentially using a smaller time frame or working off that time frame, and you will get stopped out a lot of times. Gold is ranges very hard, and it also wicks very hard. So you may find that you're gonna get stuck into a lot of ranges at that point.
See, we're still at the support. We need to come below this area. Been watching you a few months. Education has been invaluable. Many thanks in that regard. Must say though, I've noticed a decline in your patience for stupidity. No, not really. It's still there. I have a lot of patience. A lot of patience.
He does, trust me.
But it is just support over there we can't ignore. I have an interesting theory, and I believe that people under the age of 25 should be discouraged from trading. I recently learned that all the prefrontal cortex isn't fully developed till 25.
What?
Huh? Any opinion on silver short squeeze? Don't know, don't care. I'm a newbie waiting for signal. Awesome. I'm waiting for a signal as well. So 143.720 is going to be a great signal. All right, Mr. John Robbins sent a chart. Let's take a look over here. Mr. John Robbins from the Gulag. Let's take a look at this chart over here. Looking at the price over here as well on pound yen. Waiting for buys above 37.83 on SPX 500. Okay. Nice. Or sells below this area. Looks good. Slowly looks like we're coming down to this area here now. And we're going to get cautious over here now at this point. 143.720 area. New 15-minute candle is also going to start in about 4 minutes. Let's take a look at this chart here. This is a gold sell taken over here. Oh, on the 15-minute time frame. Nice. Beautiful. Filled the whole candle to the left-hand side. Yeah, that was a pretty good trade. How to calculate pips on US30? It's normally in points, So if you look at it right over here, let's take a look here. So if you look at the 1 hour time frame, and if we see, like, let's say for example, if we break above this area to continue bullish and to the left hand side, you see a clean candle. So you're going to measure your range, right? It's going to be what? 200 point range? 200 points? 200 points I think is close to like 20 pips, I would say. We're coming back down over here now, 143.720, and I think that's going to be a pretty good entry point for price to continue bearish. $143.720. Or even if this 15-minute candle closes at this area and the next one breaks the low, that's going to be a pretty good move for price to continue bearish. We got 2 delicate minutes left for this candle to close. Can you trade today? Yes, you can trade today. Are you looking for candle close or impulse entry? Both. I'm looking for both. So 143.720 is going to be the area where I would want to execute for price to continue going bearish. All right, perfect.
Lit.
We're in. Stops are above the 15-minute candle and anticipating price to continue down towards 143.600 area. At this point, the way I'm looking at risk management is that if this 15-minute candle closes back above 143.740, 750, I'm closing 50% position at that time. Because now, since we came below this area, we're really expecting it to continue bearish, especially the 15-minute candle is about to close in about a minute here as well. So let's take a look at gold. Gold is still in this range. US30 is still ranging. Your JPY is also ranging at this point now. Pound dollar is also ranging at this point. What about the 15-minute support? Well, we came below this, right? So that's where we're anticipating now to continue bearish. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is GJ 4-hour chart. Would only look for buys over here for price to come up. Sells below the break of this candle. Okay, looks good, looks good. This should work too on the 4-hour. I guess maybe break this down on the smaller time frame here as well. The 1 hour and the 30-minute to see what more information you have. Pound yen, oh nice. Took it on the 1-minute time frame. $15-minute candle is about to close, and it's closing. Oh, nice! It closed below that area on the 15-minute. So now we want this 30-minute candle to stay below 143.740. If we can stay below 143.740 on the 30-minute time frame, it's going to be pretty good. I'm going to stay in this trade. But if we close above 143.740, then I'm going to be closing 50% and really managing my risk at that point. But so far it looks good. 1-hour candle also looks good. Yeah, should be a pretty nice trade here for shorts.
Be nice just to get like a swift push down. Just poof.
What is stop loss? I think if you open your eyes, you look at the screen, you're going to see where the stop loss is. It's not that hard. It's right there, man. I mean, the gulag.
I think with gold, if anyone had looked at the range that we were in from 1859 to 1866, you would have had a nice trade at the bottom of that range. I think we talked about that. This area right over here, anything below there, you can easily just bounce up, and then right over here, bounce up again. So it would have been a good trade. I think we're going to end up coming here. So for all you supply and demand people, this is a very good setup for supply and demand. This being your supply area right here, this being your demand area right over here. So essentially what's happening is we're just moving from range to range. So essentially this area here, this liquidity is removed, and it's going probably back up to this tap this area here. But be careful, there's a lot of traffic as we come through here. But it's a nice trade.
Hey Raja, look at GJ. Yeah, I know it's moving. I see GJ. It's at this wick over here, right? It's still pretty good. Now, this is the area where if it starts rejecting, you'd want to be cautious here a little bit, but it's okay if it starts rejecting here because, our risk management is right above 143.740.
Yeah, close 7 pips.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, the 15-minute candle didn't have a top wick, so
Was thinking about taking a buy when price broke above the high. Oh, broke above the high of the candle. Would you think would be a bad idea? I think. Oh, above the high over here. It's going to be a little tricky over here, but should work out. Let's take a look at your JPY here. Look at the 15-minute time frame. So you're looking for price to break above this area to continue up. This is a 11 pip range. Yeah, I mean, if the 15-minute candle stays above this area, you have a good chance for price to continue bullish. Also, if price comes back to my entry point, I'm closing 50% right at this area right here. And then letting the rest run to continue down if it does, So closed 50% at entry, and if it closes back in the range, closing another 50%. So that way you're really, really managing risk, and then you're letting the rest run. So managing risk is really, really important. USD/JPY is coming back up over here. We're going to see if we break above 104.930 and continue bullish or not. Do you put levels at the close of the body or the wicks? They're mostly at the closes of the body. So if you right over here, it's at the closes of the body over here. So we're anticipating this candle to close below this area, because if this candle can close below all these candles, then this candle has done something all these candles couldn't do. So this will mean that there's a higher probability for the next candle to continue moving bearish. So as you can see right over here, we closed 50% at entry, and now it's going in drawdown. So it's going in drawdown of the 50% of the position which was left, right? So if this closes back in the range over here in about 9 minutes, then you're closing another 50%, and then basically really lowering down your risk management at that point. So whenever you're in a trade, it's good it goes in profits, it's pretty exciting. But when it goes in drawdown, or if it goes against you, it's also very exciting to manage risk. You guys should get excited in managing risk as well. That's the most important part of trading as well here. Let's take a look at this chart over here. This is a pound yen sells below this area looking at. Okay, nice. Looks better this way. So you're looking for much safer sells below this wick. Beautiful. Looks like your JPY is also creating that structure to move up. Do you still hold a typical job, or do you trade, or do you make your living entirely from trading and other ventures? I'm buying 3 magic keys this week. No, I didn't. I used to run a business when I was trading, and I ran that business on the side for a little bit, and then slowly I just came into trading. Until I found out that, okay, the trading was going good and stuff like that. It's all in my podcast. If you want to know what the story is, go to my profile on Instagram and, go through those podcasts. So perfect. We're coming back in profits now, which is pretty good. 50% still running in profits at this point. Would you add positions if the 30-minute candle closes under 143.720? Yeah, if I look at the 15-minute time frame, and if this candle closes right over here, may want to add the risk I took off, having stops above the 15-minute for it to continue moving bearish. But so far so good. It looks good so far. Ooh, USD/JPY is closing above this area as well for it to continue bullish. Oh.
Yeah, gold hit the top of that range. So we bounced off of 1866 again. So that area that we just talked about, that if we didn't make it to the top version, if we didn't make it over to here, we were going to hit this area over here. So we just basically came into that area again. So for the most part, I think this is going to go sideways, and then you'll probably have a break to here, and then we'll go back up again. You can see just based on this, and this is a good example of when you're trading or you're learning how to trade, this is how you would basically sit there and learn or anticipate moves. So this, we can say that is, you know, maybe consolidation, and we're looking for either a break up or a breakdown at that point. So this is what you would try and do. So now you would play along with this and you'd say, okay, if we're going to break up, where's our target? We're going to break up over here. If we're going to break down, where's our target? Our target's going to be here. And now you would say to yourself, okay, leveraging you know, maybe 2 or 3 time frames, where do I think the most optimal area is going to go, and would there be a trade opportunity for me? Right now it'd be very difficult to have a trade opportunity because of the fact that this range is a little wider, but if you are looking for it, you potentially put a stop below this area here, and your take profit would be up over at this point. So this would be your stop loss here, and then take profit point right here, and you'd be managing the trade over here in this area here on your higher time frames at that point.
All right, so we got 5 minutes left here for the candle to close. If you're nervous, wreck, close trade right now. If you want to risk more profits, keep till this wick. I mean, if you're getting nervous, or if you're getting scared about a trade, close partials, you know, close 50% and let the rest run. Like I closed 50% when price went in profits and came back to my entry point. You know, I closed 50% at that point. You know, and if this kind of closes back in the range, I'm going to close another 50%. So really managing risk at this point and letting the rest run. It's pretty simple. You just got to let things run, you know, and then you're going to know if things are working out for you or not. I get nervous because I hate losing. Well, you got to get comfortable losing. You know, I lose trades all the time. I mean, look, we got around 4,300 people watching right now. 500 over here, so close to like 4,800 people watching. And even if I lose a trade, that's totally fine, because you know losing is a part of the game, but you need to manage risk when you lose, right? Your focus should be on to lose as little as possible in a losing trade. And if you win a trade, then that's perfect too, right? I mean, winning a trade is not in your control, but losing a trade is in your control. Like what you lose is you're totally in control of that.
I think people also have to ask themselves, why are they afraid to lose a trade? Is it because they want to tell somebody else that they won the trade? If you're working on your own and you're not focused with trying to talk to other people or do other things, you'll be surprised how fast you progress. I think a lot of people will turn around and want to talk about trades so that they can feel some sense of accomplishment or some sense of validity. But I mean, if you just work on your own and you do your own thing, there's really nobody to hold you accountable, like nobody to really talk to or communicate with about winning or losing. So you stop caring about the outcome. You start caring about just the process.
Yeah, and if you see right over here, we're closing. Oh, TP hit right at that point.
Nice.
Amazing. Beautiful. So if the gulag, you guys took this trade, you made money, you held it, give a like on the stream. This is the biggest audience we had so far, and we saw this trade here. Secure profits, put stops at break even, and man, happy days.
For real, is the biggest? Oh wow, 4,200.
Yeah, it was a nice trade. Yep.
I got a pretty good entry. Not gonna lie.
Pretty nice move over here. The only thing wrong with your entry was, Mac, it was way too early.
I know, but I was looking into the smaller time frames. I just don't want to, entice people to take my entries, and I apologize for that.
Yeah. No, and don't be apologetic. It was a pretty good trade. You won the trade.
But I shouldn't be, this learning stream. Sorry.
So perfect, man. First day of the month, first day of the week. We waited for sells. Price came down, executed sells, and won a winning trade for the week. Gulag is going crazy over here with the wins.
Let's type a W for the win.
See, guys in Gulag, all I need from you guys is to give a like on the stream, because if you give likes on the stream, a lot more people know about these streams. I mean, they're free streams. We don't charge you anything. You know, the only thing we charge you is a like. So just give a like and have winning streams, man. I mean, guys there, they host streams where they make you pay for the streams, and I mean, come on. Here we had a really nice trade over here, so congratulations, everyone. Where would you have added your risk back? There was no way to add risk back. I wouldn't have added risk back. Like, it's a Monday. Maybe if I look at hindsight right now, maybe at the break of the 15-minute low, but other than that, I wouldn't have at all. So if you look over here, this was a perfect example of how we came down and we did a retest of this wick, just like we talked about. We came up over here and started to move down. And the reason we moved through this area was because this was a high volume time, you know, New York open time. This is why price moved down over here. Did you leave a runner? No, I closed everything. Yeah, it was a beautiful move here. I'm going to be right back.
Hey, Uncle Ted.
Hello.
Can I ask a question if you don't mind?
Of course.
So I just want to ask you, like, what's the difference between support and resistance and supply and demand exactly? Or is it just the same concept?
Well, I mean, people do tend to intertwine those concepts, but support and resistance are multiple taps and rejections, where supply and demand is a single tap and a rejection.
Okay, makes sense.
Right. So you'll see so normally what you'll look at with supply and demand is there'll be a massive rejection to the upside or a massive rejection to the downside, and it creates a clear change in direction. A lot of times with support and resistance, you just have multiple taps in an area where, you know, you're not able to break that ceiling or break through that floor, essentially.
Yeah, okay, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
Raja's mic is mute.
Oh yeah, my bad. Oh wow, look at that. This thing is still moving over here. For magic keys, you can automatically close at 90% and have the rest runner. Yes. You can automatically do that. It's called, there's a button called, come on man, can people put themselves on mute? Yeah, there's a button called Close Custom, so that basically helps you close custom. How low can you go, GJ? I don't know about how low can we go, but we were right about how if GJ goes down, it's going to come down to Pound Town. And it's actually reaching the Pound Town over here, coming close to it, 143,500. How long does Magic Keys take to arrive to Italy if I order today? Probably around 3-4 days. 3-4 days, yeah. I didn't take the trade on GJ. Was going wild when you entered. No, the analysis was there when we entered. Have you sent Magic Keys to Mexico? Yes.
Yeah, Kerwin. No, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, you didn't hear me.
Okay, let's look at your JPY. Your JPY is still low volume here. It hasn't really moved anywhere. Gold is still bouncing up and down. Man, gold is extremely difficult at this point. USD JPY has that bullish structure now. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this chart. This is pound yen. What should my thought process be if I see a fake out like this? Because I always overcomplicate things. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I didn't take this into account was because that was just a wick on the 30-minute time frame. You know, so I took this trade based on the 1 hour and the 30-minute, you know, because even though we had this wick here to the left-hand side, and that same wick is present on the 1 hour over here, what we wanted this to have like the 30-minute candle closing below this area, because this was a 30-minute candle that broke below but went back in the range. So I trusted the 30-minute time frame more than I trusted the 15-minute, because the 30-minute is a much higher confirmation time frame. So that's all basically what I did over here. I mean, we couldn't break up, and where should we go down if we can't break up, right? So price went down. I closed 60% when price came to my entry point. Okay, I closed another 20% when price went further drawdown. Why? Also, I did not find any opportunity to consider. What's your thoughts on this? My thoughts are that probably you shouldn't have closed 20%, because you didn't have that confirmation to close 20%. The confirmation to close more would have been if we closed above. I mean, we talked about this. Why did you not leave a runner? Because it's Monday and I just don't want to leave a runner. Impulse entry at the break of the low, close 50% at TP. Nice. Beautiful.
Monday, you just want to get in and out quick, right?
Yeah. Ooh, Gabriel, 2 wins, 1 loss. Man, Gabriel, you really need to control your overtrading. If I got $1 every time Gabriel traded, I'd be a millionaire by now. Well, not lying, I might have $1,000. Where did we get target? Target was around 143,600, this area here. But if it continues on, it continues on. If it not, then that was one trader for today. Hey, Raja, can I pay you a visit? I'm thinking of taking a flight soon. Well, if you're not from Canada and you come over here, you're going to be grounded for 2 weeks in Canada. Thanks, Raja. It's really eye-opening experience. I take the trade with you and it hit TP. I'm actually a new trader. Yeah, that's good. I mean, if you don't overtrade after that, then you're going to be a much better trader, because take a look at this, right? Took one trade, you got a winning trade, and if you take another trade after this, and if you lose the trade and you lose the profits, then you're probably not going to be a good trader, right? So yeah, you're going to be losing trader. So if you win this trade and you're closing the day in profits, understand this: you're in the top 10% of traders who won today. You know, on a Monday, the first day of the week, the first day of the month. What more do you want? You know, so when you're done, you win trade, perfect, call it a day, come back the next day. If you close 50% in a few pip gain, could you explain about the thought process? What do you mean, the thought process? I don't know what to explain in that thought process. Or maybe I don't understand the question. 3 days, yeah. What the Canadian government is trying to implement is that if you fly into Canada, and if you do a test, and you'll have to stay at a hotel at your own expense for 3 days until you get the result, and that's going to cost you $2,000. I'm going to contest that, man. I'm not going to pay $2,000. There are going to be riots at the airport.
What about if you stay at a motel?
No, you can't. It's appointed by the government. Like,
Oh, wow.
if
Yeah.
you land, this is what's gonna happen. So you come to the airport, they be like, "Hey, Mr. Mac, let's do a COVID test." They're like, "Okay, perfect, let's do a test." So they do a test, and then they'll say, "Okay, you know what? It's gonna take 3 days for us to get the result, and for the next 3 days, you have to come with us, and you have to stay at this hotel."
Wow, that's
And
crazy.
and that hotel is gonna cost you around $2,000.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow,
no,
so
right?
you can't choose the hotel.
No.
Because that hotel is going to be prepared for COVID.
That's communist. That's
Yeah, and I'm like,
communist.
bro, I'm like, bro, this isn't China. You can't do this to people. Like, can you imagine hundreds of people coming in, and everyone has to pay 2,000 to stay at a hotel for 3 days? Man, it's not
Right.
gonna
Like, what
happen.
about people that go to Canada back and forth for business, and they don't have the means to pay $2,000? You know.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. It's gonna be a fight at the airport. Like, some countries do this, but those countries have a lot of control over their population. Not in Canada. Not in Canada, the US. I mean, this is like, I don't know, paying for your own jail. I mean, no, I'm not gonna do
Exactly.
that.
Think you're better off going to jail.
$2,000, man, that's a lot. Can we use brokers from Middle East? Yes. Shouldn't trade result on the screen also mention 50%? Yeah, all right. I'll put it at 50% right over here. Man, you guys get so sensitive. There we go, 50%. Yeah. Let's focus on what's written on the screen, and let's not focus on what we learned from a winning trade. Let's just do that. You guys have to get your priorities straight over here. Do you make an entry if GJ pulls back to the break zone? No. No, I'm done for the day. There's no more trading for me now. Nothing. I'm probably going to leave in about 5 minutes over here because it's a Monday and trade is done. Came down to profits. What's your criteria to leave a runner? No criteria. Price goes in profits. You secure profits. You put stops at break even. And if that runner goes into, goes all the way down over here later on, it goes down over there later on. But if it comes up to stop you out at break even, it stops you out at break even. Can't
And
really
not
do
on
anything.
Mondays.
Yeah, exactly, right? How's your psychology after you win a trade, and what do you recommend doing beside being done for the day? Nothing. I win a trade, I call it a day, and then I come back later, and then I review the entire session. I review the entire session. I go over the win. I see how it was a win, how I could have really exploited this win much better, or how could I have had a better entry and stuff like that. That's all I do. And then I wait for the next day. Your JPY is still ranging. Gold is still in the smaller range over here. USD JPY is retracing. Euro JPY, yeah. Let's look at GU. Oh, GU moved down over here as well. Nice. So the only move was on pound yen and pound USD here today. Perfect, man. I think it was a pretty good day here today. I'm probably going to leave here. Have nothing to do. Not going to take another trade, so there's no point in watching charts at this point. Have some things to take care of today.
Bye-bye. Be safe. It's snowing like crazy.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Raja.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, let me
Thank
just
you, thank
answer
you.
this.
Take care, Raja.
One
Beautiful day, beautiful day.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raja.
Thank you, Raja.
When you were explaining what you did, you said close 50%. When you were in a few pip gain, the price came back to entry and you closed. No, I only closed 50% at entry. Then you closed all at 10 pips. After entry, I closed 50%. But when price came back to entry, closed at 50%. Oh. No, I think you misheard me. I closed 50% when price came back to my entry, not in minor profits. So close 50% at entry, the rest came down, and the rest I closed at around 15 pips. So it was in profits. So like, when you're managing risk, when you're closing partials, it's really a sense of like, how you feel price is going to go or whether you want to close or not. So that requires a lot of practice too. I'm not going to lie. It requires a lot of practice. It requires some experience as well. So I try not to overthink about those things. So I probably misheard that point. But thank you, Gulag. We're going to see you tomorrow morning. All right. Adios, amigos.
Take care, bro.